Pace of U.S. troop withdrawal from Afghanistan. Conditions-based White House PTI, updated, February 29, 2020, 22:45 IST. PTI get notifications on latest U.S. news. Washington, the pace of American troop withdrawal from Afghanistan is conditions-based and will depend on how well the Taliban comply with the commitments they have made, the White House said on Saturday after the U.S. and the terrorist group signed a landmark peace deal in Doha. As part of its efforts to bring lasting peace in the war-torn Afghanistan, the U.S. signed the historic deal with the Taliban in presence of Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. Read more from Toy Plus. In Tamil Nadu, farmers are happy more migratory birds have arrived this season, but there is a downside. A study conducted recently showed that the birds were exposed to toxic chemicals thanks to farming. Full-stack developers are in demand, they help to roll out new software and updates faster, but they also need to be constantly learning. An agreement has been reached with the Taliban that secures important commitments that are necessary to finally end the conflict in Afghanistan. While work remains, this progress provides a historic opportunity for peace, the White House said in a statement. The pace of removal for American troops stationed in Afghanistan is conditions-based and will depend on how well the Taliban comply with the commitments they have made, it said. Through our negotiations, America has secured strong commitments from the Taliban to permanently sever their ties to international terrorists. As the agreement is implemented, we will be watching closely and making determinations about compliance based on our own judgment and the safety of our personnel, the White House said. The U.S. will begin reducing the number of troops, while sustaining a counter-terrorism force to continue dismantling terrorist groups that seek to attack America, the White House said. As per the released text of the agreement, the U.S. is committed to withdraw from Afghanistan all its military forces, its allies, and coalition partners, including all non-diplomatic civilian personnel, private security contractors, trainers, advisors, and supporting services personnel within 14 months following announcement of the deal. As part of this, the U.S. committed that it and its coalition partners within 135 days of the agreement will reduce the number of U.S. forces in Afghanistan to 8,600 and proportionally bring reduction in the number of its allies and coalition forces. The United States, its allies, and the coalition will withdraw all their forces from 5 military bases, it said. The U.S. also agreed to release 5,000 Taliban prisoners, whereas the latter will release 1,000 prisoners by March 10, 2020, the first day of intra-Afghan negotiations. The rest of the prisoners will be released over the next 3 months. In its statement, the White House said that President Donald Trump was fulfilling his promise to bring our troops home from endless wars overseas by working toward peace in Afghanistan. Following a successful 7-day reduction in violence in Afghanistan, the U.S. is taking decisive steps towards a negotiated peace in Afghanistan, it said, adding that the U.S. and Afghan governments will be issuing a joint declaration reaffirming our strong partnership, including their continued support for Afghan security forces. An agreement has been reached with the Taliban that secures important commitments that are necessary to finally end the conflict in Afghanistan. While work remains, this progress provides a historic opportunity for peace, it said. Made by Mohammed Nadeem.